hi, if you want to come on in, have a seat. We're going to do someone's spirit message. I've got the spirit box on and a scroll here to ignite our meditative state for any shapes or symbols that speak to our psyche and psychic senses. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And more importantly, thank you for holding space for me to share my insights. If you want to take a moment with me, closing the eyes, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. Let's dive in here and explore the atmosphere of the auras and afterlife. Sorry, I have ink all over my hands. Sorry, not sorry. All right, I'm going to dig in here.
Infant.
Seeing like a little fairy character. Could be an infant. They're golden. They're in the light. They passed away purely. They were and are of pure essence. It's almost like when they came into Earth, and I'm reading it, if I can share it like this, like there they are right there, and then they were born, possibly being born, could have been a miscarriage, or a young person that passed, like while they were still in the crib. Okay, yep, they were moving through. They wanted to come in. They're like a little mouse, and you know, like when you're scattering for like, they were busy. They're a busy baby. I don't know how else to say that. They're just a busy baby.
Where are you?
We're in Canada. They had a lot of fun. Being held, and when they were called back home, or to go to pass on. Sorry, I'm trying to be very compassionate here, as I know this is a very touchy area. There's a fairy godmother in there. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like this baby was small, right? Like if physically expressed small, but their essence is really, really big. Really, really, really big.
What is your name?
My name is Stephanie, love. What's your name?
Judith.
Judith. That might be a name that stands out for someone. I don't know if they had something, this baby or infant, while they were here, something that made their physical condition weak. Maybe a disability, or there was something unknown. Okay, I'm wandering through, I don't know if you can see this with me. They go home back to the...
Where?
To the womb, the universal womb, if I'm going to try and apply a name to it. And I'm in the astral realm to light. Yeah, and they go home. There's a house in here. This isn't to say you're not their home. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. There's the house there. So if I can help you see what I'm seeing, it's like they crossed over, like through the light, and then they were brought to this home. But it feels like a temple, like they were...
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Sin.
Yeah. They were... This temple, they were met by... excuse me. I'm getting my scrying out. Another being that held a wisdom. Almost as if I may, they were sent to you over many lifetimes, like a... Their presence, even if it was short-lived, gave you a gift. Because there is a pink orb, a pink light of orb. Maybe I keep hearing hope. And I understand that's odd to say given the emotions and surrounding of it. Were they helping to clear something up? Like, Okay, I'm going to carry on here for a second before I start adding on some tarot and oracle. Because when I'm in this temple, that was met, right? And there's the little fairy, and there might have been through the parents or the partners something, not yelling, but there was difficulties, and maybe it created stress. This fairy godmother comes in, and I don't mean to but it's like so endearing. It's like, okay, you've done your work. It was almost like short and powerful, because this young spirit that was incarnate was actually very, very large.
Touch.
And I can see that over here. And there we go. They're like very, very large. Whoop, there we go. Yeah, like they just need to touch down. This might have been clearing something up from a past life, because I'm seeing a very fuzzy dog, but it's like sitting very passively. I don't know if it's like a sheepdog or something, but it's very, very hairy, or it's not a lab, maybe even a golden retriever. Is something along that lines. There's a pet, nonetheless. There's a pet, possibly even a second pet. But definitely seeing
lady.
I feel like sometimes this infant still comes around the household and is crawling. Doesn't need to crawl, but it's crawling to play with the animals, and it like touches the animals, pets the animals, the pets.
I'm close.
The infant is still very close to you. The child is still there. It was just the form that needed, the physical form needed to transform. The essence was much bigger than the body. And it made, yeah, I really don't know how to better express that feeling. But it was such a blessing and a bliss. And they left marks of love and hope around you even when there's like times of turmoil and reflection of this loss. Perhaps you've even had children since then, or you're not sure if you're going to.
What date is it? Angel.
It's actually Family Day. So how beautiful that you're coming through on Family Day to send, to connect with your family for a message. So I'm coming back to this temple home. This
sister,
child, infant, spirit, child just in its current last incarnation.
Cigar.
Sister and cigar have come through, so there might be something with that. Maybe somebody smokes cigars. There could also be a male trying to come through. So I come to this temple, and it's like they are not given instructions, but like they are your spirit guide, if that makes sense. It kind of makes me want to well up. And they're learning how to be a guide to the living. And it's like they had to come in to really create that connection. But they meet with another elder. I feel like I'm butchering this, and I apologize. Now, this elder or somebody else that they meet while they're on the other side, like to touch in, they get advice from, could be a grandfather that's in spirit. Okay, I'm going to go through the other side here.
Cage.
They're helping. Okay, thank you. Those still incarnate.
Iron.
Even if the grief has gone or dissipated to an extent, bouts. Because these maybe bouts of depression or deep sorrow, there's another being that watches over the person feeling that. It's not the orb of the babe. I wish I had my obsidian crystal ball and it comes in. There's another being watching this, and they're almost like very what storm warning. Like when you're having the storm, sorry, I'm trying to find words for this feeling. Like I'm going to be overtaken. This being isn't bad. It's also its service. Like when somebody is feeling really low in the grief, and it can like
Play with me.
Engulf, and they wait for that moment to help. They are helping in their service.
Ornament.
I dare say it's like a shadow figure. Thank you. That's triggering me to remember something. A hooded figure.
Knees.
And I don't know if they like feast on this stormy energy to help bring out the sun. What is this? When you're all tied up. So even though it's shrouded, yin yang, this reading has already been very
Heaven.
much about this. It's like I had a piece of heaven.
Stay.
Okay, I'm gonna carry on here if you don't mind. Sorry. Yeah, there's this babe still like comes and crawls. Again, it doesn't have to. I feel like it's like it's not an elder, but it's just a
Olivia.
very large presence. Olivia might mean something to someone, but they come and like crawl around the animals because they work in the last relationship. The animals around
Find
your
me.
home, they can find them, they can see them, and they recognize them in their last form. They like give them like kisses, and they're like, oh. Okay, I'm seeing 2 troll dolls. And their hands are out. You know, like those troll dolls with like the crazy hair? 5 of Cups. When you're feeling
What happened to me?
blue,
Bathroom.
it could have been a miscarriage.
House. Michelle. Watching.
5 of Cups. Sorry, see that? I got distracted in there. See that little thing, that creature? Despair is coming through.
Find me.
Yep, I'm finding you. That's what that... Oh, shoot. Did I... There it is. Sorry. It's right there. That's what I was seeing. And this is that shrouded figure. It's not about avoiding it. It's not about avoiding it. Where was I? Thank you. Avoiding the feelings in the moments. I keep hearing from this infant who's not an infant. When you're feeling like that, again, the dark and the light, if I had my obsidian,
Guardian.
you have the shrouded guardian come in, and then you also have this infant guardian who comes in.
Sorry.
And they try to work through collectively, but it's almost like your psychology or your coping healing of it, they both like meet you to inevitably help. Okay, I don't know
They're
if that
here.
makes sense. It's like you can feel them around you, or maybe even like if your emotions are disassociated. Sorry, is that a word sometimes? 3 of Cups has come through. There's that disassociated feeling.
Hunger.
I'm not, and then there's the 3 of Coins on the bottom. It's very
Uncle.
black and white. Like if I put the Five of Cups in the center, there might be depression, but then at times it's like you're okay because you feel surrounded by, will it come through? Those are angelic beings in there.
God.
You feel that God, like, because the infant that you lost.
29. I am in pain.
We understand that
Fred.
there's a living might be in
What is your name?
in pain. Okay, we're gonna move through. There's something about forgiveness here as well. Forgiveness for oneself if there's some sort of blame game going on. I should have been awake. I should have known, or I shouldn't have done this. There's some sort of blame game going on. Remembrance. Okay. I'm moving through. I'm seeing Dumbo. And this Dumbo babe, sorry, we're going to give 1 second here. This Dumbo, again, I think is the baby in the movie, but again, isn't. And sends out like their trunk to you to connect, to remember the light in the love, even though it seems short-lived. I'm still with you and I'm still watching. There's some sort of being here. There's lots of people watching. I don't know if they're people or energies. And it's, okay, strength.
Library.
I just heard like library of the living. I don't know if these are living people around you. Maybe there's like a church or a graveyard. Okay, so I'm stepping into a graveyard.
Mary.
Almost like poppy. It's like a poppy field, like remembering. Somebody, if you were married to somebody in the service or something where poppies, or it's like a grandfather energy who, again, may be the cigar smoking temple person. We have here death. The eternal cycle begins here. And as I'm walking through this graveyard, there's a bridge with water, and I'm walking towards, say, the grave or placement. The graveyard just simply being symbolic. If you have the ashes somewhere or have been made into something, or maybe you have like a blanket or a shirt, something along that lines. And
Healing.
yeah, I'm working there. I really want to cry again. Because I feel like I'm in the living's energy of reflecting, the remembering. And it's so beautiful, but it's so beautiful it brings me to tears.
I want to.
And those tears can easily fall to despair. But it's almost like by releasing the tears, I feel like I might be in a father's energy right now. I actually release being tied up. And the sun can come out because I've actually cried. And I remember. And even if I stop remembering the fine details,
Frightened.
the spirit of the infant keeps like
Stop it.
sorry, I need 2 seconds here to clear your feathers, because you are like an angel to them, a guardian angel of the living. Like you played such and are such a big role in their life that they're still around you. And I can see them like in honor. You know, like if somebody was getting a dress made and they're being fussed over, right? Like, okay, turn here. This is what it feels like. And I'm not saying it has to be a male to receive, but maybe it's just the strength of male energy. Okay, sorry, thank you. They like help clean you up and pluck your feathers and buff you up when you have those moments. Don't worry about the fine details. They have the fine details with you. When you're going through stricken tower, another 3 is coming through. They come in really, really fast.
Pond.
Yeah, they come in really, really fast when you need them. Somebody really might have been...
Died.
I don't know if this is all connected or if there's somebody that was in service that also passed. This male energy that's coming through, or I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to try and put it together. That's not necessarily my place.
Did.
When the tower of grief comes over, of the eternal cycles and reflections, like time is moving by so fast, but yet it's not. When you're in those moments, despair and divinity to move through the storm to the sun, they come flying in. They fluff up your feathers. It's like this infant from the other side is like trying to protect you in reciprocity for the protection you provide. And you did protect them. This I don't believe the death had
no.
anything to do with anything you could or couldn't have done. I came from the clouds. If there's other animals in spirit too, they're with them. Yet they're this infant in spirit, even if it's a male as well, that was of
Who is
service.
she?
They're engineering things.
Again.
But based on your emotional and energetic bodies.
Sure.
Like not in, they're working with what you're working through. Okay, thank you. All right, we're moving along here and getting ready to close out here.
Another room.
So I'm coming through this grief storm. And not because it's ending and I'm over it. Because I'm willing to, seems like a weird word to say, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like I'm willing to fight for life and connections and hope. Owl wisdom, new help others. Maybe you're like in a community or you have confidants, or maybe you go and see a grief counselor and they're really helping you just so you can talk it out.
Immune.
Creation, snake, to shed a particular skin of sorts with the swan here and the lynx, and like get out secrets that maybe you have guilt or resentments about this passing. And if it's somebody in service, if there is guilt or resentments in regards to something or things I had to do because of the position I was in, the position I chose to be in, I trained for. But that doesn't mean to say there's not a lot of complications around that. And there's secrets. Yeah, even the swan, she is blindfolded. Sorry, I'm jumping over to the female energy, perhaps with the infant. See all, it's so beautiful. Like, see all, I don't know if this will let the camera, see all the orbs and the bubbles, and they're feeding the swan up there. it's like,
Male.
yeah, this babe is all around you, helping your grace shine while you are in grief or reflections and therapy and healing. In the male, if your marriage is still together, may have, secrets too. They might hold their grief in a different way. Feels more towery over there as well. All right.
Ronald.
If it makes anything feel better, this spirit on the other end is like doing a dance. They're dancing, and I'm seeing like Wilma and Fred Flintstone being earthly, but now they're looking over this wee babe. I'm seeing the spirit dance. And so I don't know if they were really young, like an infant, a toddler, but yeah, and isn't that funny? Like now it's almost as if the humans begin to mirror what spirit is trying to send, and seeing the joy and the light in life. Trust is coming through. Thank you, spirits. Thank you. That angelic trust. Boundaries. And we'll take one more. When you're in your moments of reflection, strength again. Wow, this family is strong, strong, strong. Your family. And on the bottom is grieving. When in moments of grief, in the dark forest, if I may, because this whole scroll has kind of felt like a fairy tale, like wandering from one side, like the dark forest. And when you're in those moments, they come and surround you. Cry, let it out. Maybe it is in therapy, or it's in group therapy. Maybe you're starting a group to help others going through something specific. If there is some sort of weakness or dis-ease in a wee one. But even as I sit here in the madness of this loss, no matter how long or short ago it was, I'm going to sit with a protective boundary to feel that fully. And remember that I'm feeling that because of so much light that this soul brought to my life. The hope. And that boundary, while I'm feeling the storm, or perhaps all tied up, this boundary helps bring out the sun. And I trust, because I'm like immersed in, it's like I'm receiving the light. So this other shrouded figure who is also being of service, just in a different landscape, in a different polarity, with different energies as fuel. But I stay protected. So, because it's like there's lots of beings, people that are watching me in response to what I'm giving off. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to grieve, but keep it contained, transmute it, and then when I get up and I take a step for the day, I do the dishes, and I take one step out of depression or sorrow. I take one step towards the grave, one step towards what is also the temple. And I breathe, and I move through the storm because they're still with me. I'm going to leave that there. Please like, share, and subscribe if that served. The links are below if you would like to donate to the channel or be my muse for your own Rorschach in a reading. But it's been an honor to travel this fairy tale, that I understand has its secrets. I'm also seeing a cow in a meadow with like a butterfly. Something about a farm. Maybe you lived on a farm or somebody else lived on a farm. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much. Happy Family Day. And know that your family, from infant, toddler, all the way to grandfather, they are very large spirits that are guides and guardians, as you are too. Maybe you are helping others, guiding them through grief. A lot of strength is with you.